And when you were a baby in your crib, your father looked down at you. He had but one hope. Someday my son will grow to be a man. Well, look at you now. You just got your asses whipped by a bunch of goddamn fighters. Well, if I was you, I'd do something about it. I would get up and redeem myself in the eyes of my father, my maker, and my coach.
No. Yes. No. Well, no, I'd crossed my mind.
Hello, and welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Ben.
I'm Cobra.
What's that?
I don't know. I was trying to think of something funny to say, and I just said my name.
All right. Today we're going to be doing a request from Daniel, the number one and possibly only fan that we have remaining. I don't have an email or a coherent thought that he gave me as far as what he wanted with this movie.
No?
I can
No
read
reason.
you.
He just wanted us.
Okay. First, he was asking, this particular day he was drunk and he was asking if we were going back to iTunes. He said that his podcast got ruined by somebody who had a better one. And then he listens to the old episodes and he wants us to go back to iTunes. And he says, if you're still taking donations, I'll contribute. You ever do a review of Arachnophobia? I just realized that PayPal's font makes your name look like nothing.
Oh, no.
You should probably ignore my ramblings for the next few hours, he says. So?
We ignored them.
Yep.
No.
And we got Arachnophobia.
So, Steven Spielberg was part of this.
Yeah, he produced some sort
Executive
of production.
producer or something?
Was it his company?
It
I'm
might
not
have been.
sure.
I don't know.
I didn't see. But
And
I did see that name stick out.
The director of this movie also did Congo.
It had a Congo feel.
Yeah, it definitely did. So,
Get ready for tropes.
all over the place.
Now, what's your history with this? I used to love this movie when I was a kid.
I saw it when I was a kid. That's really all I remember.
I've seen it a couple times.
You know how they say don't ever meet your heroes?
Do they?
Because you'll be disappointed?
Oh, no.
So, I don't know. Don't go back and watch a movie you thought was
Oh, that's true.
fantastic.
Yeah. That happens to us a lot on
Yeah.
here. This
I
movie.
really was looking forward to this too, because I loved this movie.
I knew Jeff Daniels was in it. I knew
John Goodman,
Jeff
was in
Daniels,
that Julian
Julian
Assange
Sands, yeah.
looking mother effer. Julian
The
Sands,
Warlock.
you know. Who, he's a dick right off the bat.
But he's not. What's weird is like he's in it for the first 15 minutes, then he's gone.
Yeah.
And then he's good.
Then he comes back, and he dies. It's just like
All
really
because
weird.
he knows, before Jeff Daniels, who's been in his barn, knows that the spider is in his barn. Except, wait, there's a twist. It's actually in his wine cellar.
Oh fuck!
What?
So, they open up in Venezuela in the rainforest. So, Julian Sands, this poor photographer,
He does not want to be on this. at
again,
all.
trope.
Uh-huh.
The, I don't know, I have it written down here. The bumbling, overweight guy in a place where everyone knows everything besides him.
Yeah, he's like
He keeps
the
asking.
lawyer in Jurassic Park or
Yeah.
something. You know what else? This felt like a starting ground to get to Jurassic Park, didn't it? A little bit.
I still think they're building Jurassic Park between Bear City and Slippery Rock. If that's
Oh, yeah.
safari place.
They have caution, don't enter. Like,
It just
all
looks
over.
like
It's
Jurassic
scary
Park.
looking.
Every time I drive by it,
Danger, dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly.
every time I drive by it, I hum the theme to Jurassic Park, and I always think that. I always tell my wife, like,
You're
did
gonna
you
freak
see
yourself
they were
out."
lowering the cow into the pen to feed the? They got T-Rexes back there.
Are they there to find spiders? Is that what
No,
they're there
they're just.
for?
I think.
Bugs.
Yeah, bugs, spiders, insects, anything that. Which I think.
A lot of butterflies fall.
That's what I thought they were looking for.
Aren't you okay?
No.
Aren't you? Are you a quote insects? Are you a quote insect scientist, or are you more specialized where it's like I look at butterflies, I look at
I think
this
he's
type
a
of insect?
spider expert, because later on
Because-
they're like, he's a spider expert of the world.
Well, I feel
Most
like
comics.
he's just the greatest scientist when it comes to arachnids, or...
Is it called a botanist?
No,
is that
that's flowers. But, like...
You're always wrong.
Yeah.
'Cause he's kind of a jerk. The photographer just doesn't feel well. And he's like, you'd be sick on your own time. And then,
Who tries to take a nap at high noon, though?
in the rainforest.
In the rainforest, yeah.
Well, I think he had a fever.
He must have, because he put a blanket on himself.
I'm guessing. I'm
And the
picturing...
only prescription is more cowbell.
I'm picturing he had malaria, but,
Well, you just... Assuming this guy got bit by a mosquito and has malaria.
And then he gets bit by a spider and dies. Worst fucking luck ever.
well, we get a
Maybe
bit
he's
of
just tired.
we get a bit of racism where the bumbling photographer looks over at the stereotypical native and goes, "Is he friendly?"
With the face paint.
It's just like, oh, that's rough. Also, the worst map ever. The classic, this map with no details drawn on it. We're gonna go from here, coming down to here. Okay. There's no...
Perfect.
I can't really question your logic because I don't understand it, so... Racist Westerners make the natives carry everything. That's how it works.
I said no wonder they hate us in the world. Trope.
I love them, though.
Also, another trope. A movie where...
I don't like women or anybody that's different than me, really.
Hey, this is the same rainforest that Cannibal Holocaust took place in.
Is it really?
Could be.
Venezuela?
Or is
Maybe.
that Brazil?
I think it's Brazil.
Another trope. You're in this place that is pretty dangerous, and you come across a spot where the natives are refusing to go on.
Oh,
but they
yeah,
won't
they
say
will
why.
not go further.
Yeah.
But
just stand there.
we're gonna go forward. Like if
They
the
know
natives,
this place like the back of their hand, but
if they-
fuck them.
Yeah, if the natives aren't going, don't go.
Stupid dark skins. Sorry. I let
That's
my
racist.
whiteness get in the way there. Carrying on.
So they set up shop around this one huge tree. They have this thing. It looks like a potato gun, and
That's
it's
what
gonna
it is.
belch smoke into the trees.
Which kills whatever's up there and
But
drops it
doesn't
to
kill the
ground.
humans. They're walking around
No.
and breathing this shit in,
course
but
not.
they're fine.
What you do not smell is called iocane powder. It is odorless, tasteless, dissolves instantly in liquid, and is among the more deadly poisons known to man.
What a great movie.
That one scientist, the assistant with the glasses, who was also in Crocodile Dundee Part 2.
Wow, you have to be way more specific than that. The one that comes to the town later.
No, he has the glasses. He's the one who finds the photographer's dead. No, whatever. Anyways, he's kind of a dick too, because I have here, why are all the scientists assholes? And I don't like the spider in the blanket thing where it's something's underneath, it's crawling, because it's not here. I think it's when Jeff Daniels flips out in the shed, but it reminds me of, I'm not sure if you remember Cobra, you and I went fishing.
Where you thought you had that thing, I put
We're going through
a
some
fishing
brush.
lure,
so
hit you, and you were like,
I didn't scream.
You
No, I
fucking
didn't.
screamed
No, I didn't scream.
like a woman.
We're going through some brush, so you gotta clip your lure down so it doesn't get snagged on a tree. Well, his lure came loose and it swung by my ear, and it clipped my ear, and I remember going like this, like I felt like a bug on me, like a dragonfly or something, and I have an irrational fear of
It was a
insects.
scream.
Yeah, same. I know what you mean. Yeah.
And the lure came back, and I didn't see it, and it clipped onto my shoulder, and I felt weight, and I was like wailing on myself, and I'm like, and
There were screams of a 12-year-old girl in there.
I turned around to look at him, and he just has this horrified face like, the fuck are you doing? Because he knows it's his lure. I thought it was a massive...
I thought you thought it was like one of those bugs from the mist.
God.
Like you thought it was this giant thing that landed on him because
it
he's
felt-
like,
I still don't know how I didn't
catch that
get
in your
hooked.
hand.
I had
Yeah.
no idea because
It's
I was
amazing.
wailing on this thing.
It was a treble hook.
My heartbeat like went skyrocketed. I hate bugs. Sorry, my story. Go on.
All right. Jerry does mention Jerry's the guy who gets bit. I think it's the other guy, Atherton.
Atherton's the
Atherton's the scientist.
Okay,
Did you
let
get
me
names?
explain this.
No, I didn't.
Nope.
My computer is old, And when I plug John's fancy equipment in to
A
watch
flash drive. It's not that fancy.
Arachnophobia, my computer for whatever reason will not. It plays the audio, but it will not play the video.
Oh, so you had to watch that on a very small
I watched
With
this
sunflowers in the
YouTube
background.
version that was 1/4 the screen with sunflowers
Oh,
as
man.
the background drop, and all it says is like 117 minutes. Arachnophobia, comedy, sci-fi, 1990.
That is dedication, Daniel. That was all for you.
It was all for you, Daniel.
My computer worked, and I was able to watch it on
Immediately.
18-inch screen on my laptop.
I may have
Laptop.
missed a little bit.
Laptop.
Figures out that these spiders don't have reproductive organs.
So how do they? I don't get it.
Yeah, how are they
I'm guessing
reproducing?
life.
They explain it
finds
later,
a
but it
way.
still doesn't make sense to me.
Life will.
I do have the glasses. Finds a way.
Life will find a way.
He explains it later, and I'm still like, what?
I
If
think
they're
one of them fucks a
regular house spider.
and that's how it survives. I'm guessing in that climate.
But then they
because
say
wouldn't
like it
make
only
sense.
lasts for a few weeks or something because
They,
they
do,
can't.
they do say the line exponential growth rate. Like these things are born and they are full size and die within 48 hours probably.
But for some reason, there's spiders everywhere in this town.
Well,
How long does it take for a?
I mean it's
In 2 days, this spider gave birth to thousands of these drone. Essentially,
no,
they're bees.
I think it was months because the
No
old
way
lady
did months
says
go by.
when Jeff Daniels finds out that the doctor isn't going to give up his practice, he talks to the old lady and she says something about when the nights get cooler, we'll throw you a party. So that could be like at least a month or two later.
Okay, then we're totally. They have a money problem situation. Then we're totally gonna ignore that for 4 months.
Yeah, that's
I think this does a bad job of putting you in a place and time.
yeah. The timeline.
It really
there's no
does.
timeline.
I know
to
they
this.
wish they were in San Francisco in the big city, but they're not.
Oh yeah, I
They
have
came to bug infested.
more trope. Classic city folk. Fish
yeah,
out
he
of
gets
water.
a stink eye when he gets there.
Almost fish out of water.
He wants to do basic medical procedures, and they're like, "You're big city autopsies."
It's just him and the doctor and the police officer, basically,
I think I have here
who failed the 5th grade.
the doctor who's screaming about you big city, we don't cut people open around here. I have those are the types of people running America, right? We don't
Alright.
believe in science.
Go ahead, Ben, if you'd like.
No, I'm good.
I am an atheist,
So
as Cobra will tell you.
more trope.
I don't tell people you're an atheist.
You tell almost every show
Well-
except the last two.
You brought it up.
We get the scene.
I'm
with,
not saying it's bad.
Hey,
So the guy
I
who
didn't say I hate you.
Ben
because
can't
of
get a
it.
word in edgewise right now.
the guy who dies in the rainforest gets shipped home.
See how mean you get? That's way too mean.
The photographer who died in the rainforest.
You
he
need
gets,
to take some like
he gets shipped
a
home.
muscle relaxer,
Would you
maybe
fucking tell me?
some anxiety pills.
The photographer gets shipped home, and the morgue at the what's the town called? Oneida?
Kanema.
Canaima.
Canaima.
That's it. The morgue attendant there. Trope, classic overweight guy eating while
A sandwich,
he's
yeah,
messing
every
with
time.
bodies. Another trope.
What was that?
The morgue attendant who's
Eating a sandwich,
yeah.
walking into the morgue. Yeah.
So
That's where it starts. First of all, they didn't pack that guy with
they packed
anything.
him in a wooden
They threw him in a
crate.
box.
In a
Yeah.
box from South America. That guy, not only
I
would
assume
he
the
be
wooden-
bloated, but he would stink. There is no way they
No,
could
I
open
think-
that
I
crate.
think they only did the wooden box to get him out of the rainforest. Before they shipped him, they probably preserved the body, apparently, but the spider just feasted on this body for
The whole trip.
The spider gets out and picked up by a crow.
That's a cool scene.
Yeah, he
and on my
bites
way
the
here this
crow.
morning, there was a crow flying over
There's
right in
so
front
many
of me.
conveniences in this movie.
Yeah,
that just
that's true.
There was a crow flying over the road, and I was half expecting it to just fall out of the sky. We get Dr. Metcalf, who's the old doctor who's supposed to retire, and Jeff Daniels is going to take over. We find out he's an asshole and says, I'm not ready to retire. I'm sorry you bought a house here and expected me to retire, but...
Well, that being said, wouldn't you wait until he was retired to get the house?
Well, you have a
he
gentleman's
said
agreement.
he was going to retire and he was going to hand over the reins that
That's a
day.
gentleman's agreement.
Yeah. So
You
Metcalf's
need
a
to
dick.
get a contract.
Not in the 90s. A man's word was his word.
Until those damn computer boxes came along.
This was 1990, so this was still kind of like the 80s. So.
It ruined everything.
Damn right it did. This is the same barn as Friday the 13th, though.
Is it?
Part 3. Looks like it.
No, it's not.
It can't be.
Every
It's
barn in
filmed in
movies
California.
looks alike.
No, I don't think this barn remotely looked like one. Friday 3.
I'm telling you, it did.
More trope, the bumbling cop who's expected to protect people but is a moron and doesn't know.
I don't know how many times like it's blatantly obvious. First of all, people are dying left and right everywhere.
We haven't got there yet.
And, well, I'm saying like overall, like there are people dying left and right everywhere.
Yeah.
It's apparent they all have something in common, which is a spider bite, and this cop is just like, he just flat out refuses.
I'm
to
not a
listen to
chauffeur.
It's because he's that. He'd be like a Harrisville cop. He'd be like, I'm gonna do work, I'm redneck. I don't care.
this. What?
I graduated from Slipper Up 2006. I do what I want.
Jeff Daniels' character, he has one patient, this old woman who...
But she's in perfect health.
That's what he says.
And he's like, I wish she was sick and she had every disease. Like, this is where it starts and he's sick.
But I don't
He's like, I wish death.
I don't understand how just giving somebody a physical, you have to do blood work and send those away and wait for results to come back. He apparently can do all this in his small practice.
Well, here's a big part of the plot. Dr. Metcalf has prescribed this lady with some high...
hypertension, he says.
Yeah,
and
she
it's
had
like
high
blood pressure
or something.
medication.
And Jeff Daniels is like, no, you're fine. You don't need to take that. And she's dead a week later.
Well,
Is
she
it a
says-
spider bite?
Okay,
Is it
this-
high blood pressure?
She acts
How
like...
do we know?
Well, here's how you know. You get a fucking autopsy.
The
But
spider
no,
fangs
don't
on
do
her
that.
hands?
She also makes it sound like when he says you don't have to take these pills anymore, she's just like, oh my god, these things were just this thing that was weighing her life down, and this thing hanging over her
It
neck.
might be.
And I was like, I know people on blood pressure medication, it has no side effects besides lowering your blood pressure. You don't feel, besides having to take
Maybe
it.
she likes to feel like she's on coke all the time.
How do you know what it was like in the 1990s? Maybe the pills weren't as good back then.
All right.
And they had side effects, like diarrhea.
We get our 10th warning.
She's not having diarrhea.
You don't
It's
know
irrelevant.
that. Did she say that my diarrhea has been fine?
We get our 10th warning or reference to Jeff Daniels and how scared he is of spiders. We get it. It's the title of the movie.
Arachnophobia.
Phobia.
Do they say that?
That's why they call it that.
No, he says arachnid something. And I
Yeah,
was
they
hoping-
don't actually come out and say
No,
arachnophobia.
I wish he would have said the title of the movie. And,
It's his fear of spiders.
But
Iraq. There's no way he remembers that he was 2 years old.
yeah.
A
But
spider
that's what
is-
his fear stems from. But I don't think he actually remembers it.
Could you remember when you were 2? Do you remember anything in the crib? No.
No.
You remember? There's no way.
But
he's
nothing
fucking
traumatic
40.
happened to me. Like,
A spider crawling on you and you froze.
no, I don't remember anything like
That's
that. happening
because
to
you
me.
don't remember until you're like 4.
Yeah, you don't really have vivid.
Is it possible?
I don't think so.
Me. Oh my god.
Look it up.
Is it possible?
We're spending too much time on that.
I call bullshit. Do you have somewhere to be? You said no.
No, I just.
But this is taking a long time.
It's taking a long time.
As
on
usual, the
how
third movie
memories-
is taking forever.
Okay, we have a small, but we'll do it.
We're
I
like
don't
halfway
remember.
through this movie.
I
It's
don't
not taking
remember
that
anything
long.
when I was 2. Cobra, do you remember anything when you were 2?
No, I do not.
John, do you
I think
remember
the
anything when you were
earliest
2?
is 4.
Okay. Consensus.
Is it possible to remember being 2 years old?
No.
Some preteens remember it. Some kids remember an experience they had. Most adults suffer from childhood amnesia, unable to remember infancy or
Well, then
childhood.
maybe he could remember a spider if it's scared
There
him
are those
bad
who
enough.
claim to remember things from 8 or 12 years old.
They make stuff up.
Could be.
So,
Yeah, so
how,
Jeff Goldblum's a liar.
How
It's not
many?
Jeff Goldblum. Don't you fucking call Jeff Goldblum a
Jeff
liar.
Daniels, my apologies, Jeff Goldblum, is a liar.
How mean is the wife? She forces him to face his fears by going up into this spiderweb infested barn.
Probably tired of cleaning up all the fucking spiders all the time.
Yeah, have a wiener, Jeff Daniels, and kill a spider, you
I don't
pussy.
like spiders.
Would you kill one if your wife was like
No,
not
but
gonna
this-
kill them?
There's parts of this where it does creep me out with the spiders because I like to Wolf Creek going fishing. And I distinctly remember I was walking in the water, but like I pulled a branch away when I was walking around it, and a big ass wolf spider ran up my arm. Terrifying.
You ever
Right.
see any of those pictures though that are like the little spiders are just being like, "Hello, hi."
Most
I'm here to help you."
spiders
bet
I
that's what
don't
it's
have
doing.
a
It's like-
problem
Yeah,
with.
spiders don't
I
scare me.
actually I
Mhm.
will pick them up in the house and
I
take
pick
them
them up and take
outside.
them outside. Yeah.
But
I'll squash
big
them.
spiders this size
care.
probably scare the hell out of me.
I hate wasps more than spiders.
Yeah, I don't
so
like
I
humans.
want spiders around. Kill those wasps.
But I'm sorry, if a spider is killing a rat,
That's worrisome.
that's very worrisome.
That's tarantula big,
You
and
call
you've
the
got
exterminator
problems.
immediately.
But they don't.
No, they put that off.
They
We get
worried.
the party with...
And then he forgets about the web even being in his fucking barn.
Yeah.
That's my house.
I don't think he talked like that.
Well, he did, because he was dumb.
So-
Dumber.
Oh, we get the gross scene with the party. Oh, deviled eggs freak me out.
I love deviled eggs. I would
hate-
eat
yeah.
1,000 deviled eggs.
I have... Talk about phobias. Is there a phobia for picnic foods?
It probably is. If there
It's
isn't, you'll be the first.
Effing gross. Like family reunions, parties in the summer outside. It's disgusting. You know why? Because everyone brings freaking mayonnaise-based food, and it just sits in 90-degree weather.
You have to get at that immediately.
That is disgusting.
Otherwise,
We have ours in a place, and I have, like, my grandma's Italian, and she still has 3 of her sisters, and they're all, like, 90, and they cook Italian food.
What?
It's amazing.
Italian food's one thing. It's any type of salad you bring to a potato
Yeah, but
salad,
most people don't
pasta
have them
salad.
outdoors anymore.
That's
like
gross.
90s.
What's the old lady? Margaret?
The neighbors.
She's being stalked by the spider. We see it just creeping around the house. Oh,
So are they,
just missed her.
is that okay? So let's establish what these spiders are doing. They're drone spiders, essentially.
Yeah, they
like
don't.
bees?
Oh wait, he says
What?
they don't. Drones don't have reproductive organs.
Yeah. So
the king and queen.
The king and queen mated and
Yeah.
made these babies that burst open.
Yeah.
And now they're going to
They're
track
drones.
people down in town and just kind of.
Yeah, you don't really have drones. Or I guess they're soldiers, right? They're going out and just killing everything outwards
Mhm.
to make everything safe
For the king and queen.
for the queen,
Mm.
because soldiers build. They go out.
Yeah.
They send them out to build stuff. Spiders aren't really necessary.
No.
Like they're not colony
They're not all.
animals.
This is why this movie makes. Like if it made sense.
Animals. They're not colony insects. Margaret dies, and of course
I just said. I need to cut all of that.
Margaret dies, and we blame the new doctor with his city folk practices.
Because getting her off of the blood pressure medicine, yeah.
He says like, "Oh, she was 68. She shouldn't have died." She was 68. People die at 68.
Yeah.
It's not like she was
If
45
you put an old
and it was
person
like,
in a-
"Oh, that's
But
kinda
if you're in
shocking."
good health, you
If you
probably
put an
shouldn't
old
die.
person in a horror movie, I'm not afraid that they're gonna die because they don't have a lot of life to live left, anyways.
What's the whole concept? Oh, Jeff Daniels.
Spiders.
He's
I
trying
think
to
it's
make his
horrifying.
basement into a wine cellar, and he finds out that the wood is bad. He thinks he has termites, so they call the exterminator trope. John Goodman. It's just a trope, and he is
John
really
Goodman is a trope.
no, just that character of the exterminator.
Delbert.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty much what's his name in King of the Hill?
Oh,
Dale Gribble.
mm,
Or Rusty Shackelford when he's
The old redneck guy.
he's fighting the government. Did you notice the weird music every time John Goodman comes on screen?
Yeah, I liked
It's
it.
bizarre.
It was weird.
I didn't like
I
it.
think it was because he's like the fun-hearted guy in the movie.
it's supposed to
in
be
a
goofy,
serious
but it's
movie.
not.
It's-
It doesn't-
They
Yeah,
didn't
it
push it
doesn't-
over the edge like they should have.
Mhm.
A movie about.
I do like how he says, "You got nothing here." She's like, "Well, what's wrong with the wood? Bad wood.
What do you
Replaced
do
with
with
good wood." Just kind of funny. But I played high school sports. I never had to line up in a line and drop drawers so that there was a
Awkward,
line of you with your pants down.
You normally went one by one, but you know what was weird? Dr. Dunkel would always be like, "How's your mom and dad doing?" Like while he's giving me a
Yes.
physical, and I'm like, "Now's not the time, dude. Turn your head and cough." Yeah, how's the family? You got your hands on my nuts, dude. I know you're my family doctor and my school doctor, but this is weird.
That's hilarious.
It's not. It was weird.
It would have been great if they would have informed us what it is we were walking into the first time we walked into.
Oh God, they don't tell you that.
No.
It's just
No.
like, oh, you gotta go get a physical, and then
I didn't know what that was. They're like, go behind this curtain.
And you're probably
People
like,
kept coming out like
Just like, yeah, you don't know what it is.
flush faces
Dude,
and.
because I think because you're forced to have a physical in school,
Mhm.
and I want to say the first time that I distinctly remember that happening and not knowing that was what happens in a physical was I was probably 6 or 7 years old, so like kindergarten or first grade,
Mhm.
and I remember being like traumatized where I was like, I don't
Yeah.
want to drop my pants.
Everyone was like nobody talked the rest of the day.
What happened? What happened to you? Yeah.
Should I say something? Am I the only one whose balls he touched?
Ah, it's So creepy.
Did he talk to you about your family while he's touching your balls? Oh.
So anyways, it was really creepy. The last guy in line, Jeff Daniels, he holds his hand there a little too long.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying.
I think they could have found another way to, because that's the last kid he checks and that's the kid who dies.
Oh, that is the kid who
They
died.
could have found another way to maybe linger on him without lingering on him with somebody's hands on his balls.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I think that's why they did it. But
So the very next scene,
I'm sure they could have found another way, yeah.
this kid, football practice, and he throws his helmet on, but we see a spider went into the ear
Spider
hole.
conveniently creeped down the bleachers where people were sitting.
You saw the girl actually. It must have run across her hand. Because
Yeah, it was really close.
She kind of looks like, what the hell is that?
It made its way into a convenient football helmet that this kid just happened to be because the starter couldn't remember a play or something. He got benched.
Oh yeah.
That's like the
Trope.
butterfly effect.
Trope.
Whoa.
The backup.
The dickhead over the top high school football coach.
I think
he's
he's
throwing
a good guy.
people in the shower or something like that.
I think
Get
he's
the fuck back
I
out
think
of
he's
here.
good
Yeah.
because he gives Jeff Daniels work.
It's trope.
He throws him work.
Do you remember the football
Physicals.
coaches at high school? Not that I played football, but I did after school activities, so I was around those people. You remember?
Barry.
He fucking comes in. We got a nice ping pong table down in the lower depths of the gym that we're playing ping pong before the activity bus comes to take us home. He comes out of the shower, naked as hell, just full naked, and it's just like, I got next game! And we're just like, and he's playing ping pong naked, and it's like, what are you doing? It's weird.
That's terrible. He should have put at least his scodes on.
When ping pong is happening, he just forgets everything.
Dicks are a lot. There's a lot of wangs involved in ping pong.
And he's
from what I
playing
hear.
like,
It's
seriously,
an Asian
like
sport.
he's diving for good.
No, I would have said no. You put some clothes on right now. This is not happening.
So we get two deaths real quick. The football player and then Dr. Metcalf also that night.
He's walking on a treadmill.
He yells, ouch!
They know he gets bit, but the one doctor
Feels
comes
like
in
a
and
cougar
he's like,
bite. Says it's a spider. His wife goes, it's just a spider. Spiders are nasty if they bite you.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
It doesn't matter if they're poisonous or not. You can still get pretty sick.
You can. It's gonna be infected a little bit in red. Most people are not even.
I'm just saying, she should have taken it more
like
seriously.
Black
Plus, he's-
Widow, come bite me. I'll take a Black Widow bite.
But he's older.
I'll take a brown recluse. I'll take both of them at the same time. And guess what? I'll drive myself to the doctor, and I'll be fine.
All right. You're young. Dr.
I'm
Metcalf is
getting
old.
older. Yeah, maybe not at 70. I couldn't have. But come on.
I guess the spider had a much more poisonous bite than any other spider.
It's
That's,
so
His tail
toxic.
looked like
he
it was like.
hisses at them when
Yeah,
he
it
bites
did.
them.
Yeah, they're like snake. They're like cobra spiders.
It also, you see the toe when they're examining it. It looks like flesh-eating bacteria. Like the flesh is just starting to
Rot its
get
way.
rot away from the bite.
I do like that. I heard Frank Sinatra playing.
Was there Sinatra?
There was. So can you plug Frank Sinatra?
Any particular song?
I did it my way.
Okay.
He's not gonna pick my Frank Sinatra song.
What do you want? What song do you
New
want?
York, New York.
Okay.
But they're in San Francisco.
Yeah, that is. They're not in San Francisco.
Well, they
now.
moved out of San Francisco.
Ooh, the way you look tonight.
Fine.
So this is where
I'm not gonna plug any of the
Plug
songs you
all
guys
Frank
say.
Sinatra.
I left my heart in San Francisco.
Like 3 songs.
So they start believing Dr. Jennings that something else is going on now, and he wants all the bodies exhumed.
I think we forgot to mention one. Happy's grandma is Dr.
Yeah, she
Metcalf's
is.
Yeah,
wife.
Yeah.
We've also seen her in,
She was in Twin Peaks. She played Mrs. Tremont.
also 90s, John Carpenter, kind of weird.
Oh,
She had her
Oh.
husband chained to her.
Right.
which is one of the reasons I didn't want to watch The Night Flyer because I thought I didn't like
In the Mouth of Madness
His
is
Mouth of
better
Madness
than The
as
Night
much
Flyer.
as you two did.
You
No, I go
you
Night
think
Flyer.
The Night Flyer is
I
better
do.
than In the Mouth of Madness?
No.
No way.
No.
Yeah, I do.
No way.
I don't know. I got more locals or being morons.
Jeff Daniels thinks that it's spiders, but everybody thinks he's just being
I better
ridiculous.
flip my page.
Well, they do exhume all the bodies,
Uh-huh.
and they Oh, he also calls.
Oh, physical.
He also
He
calls
calls
Atherton,
Mhm.
and he says like, "I'll be there tomorrow," because he recognizes the town name.
That's where he sent the body.
He doesn't go himself, but he sends an assistant. Which that guy was in a ton of like '90s movies.
Chris.
I think he played Chris in every movie too.
His name's Chris, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Quick question. They call him Dr. Death in this movie.
Yeah.
We had Mother Death in the last movie. See how they tied it in? Sister Death.
No, it was Mother Death.
Mother Death. All sorts of death. That's why we do a horror podcast.
That makes sense.
There's nothing
Yeah,
but death all around us.
Yeah.
Um,
Where skulls make neat art. Horror genre.
Yeah.
Those are words I said.
A bunch of them. You're getting better.
I think that weird.
Evolving every week.
Jeff Daniels wakes up in the middle of the night and he thinks he sees a spider on the wall. I don't know.
It's just a hanger. Yeah.
I understand that you have a movie that's lit so you can see for night shots. But I couldn't see something on my wall across my room I'm sleeping in.
Not so fast, midget!
Sure.
There's a spider on your wall. Not so fast, my friends. That is not a spider on your wall. There's no crickets. Nobody hears any crickets in the town.
John Goodman gets called the next day.
Oh, he
Delbert.
gets to... Oh, no, it's because we see the football coach's daughter, who I distinctly remember seeing this scene when I was a young teenager, and being like, ooh, we get side boobs,
Right.
but like...
This is the closest to boobs we had in this podcast. And
What's
Daniel,
true?
thank you for that.
He's always looking out for
What
us.
do you mean it's the closest to boobs we've had in this podcast?
These
For
three
these three
episodes.
episodes.
Oh, yeah.
For the ones we watched.
Yeah, but I remember that shot as a kid, because it lingered down, you saw her belly button, and I remember being like, whoa.
Yeah.
How does she not feel a spider on
As soon
her
as
head,
it jumps on
shoulder?
your face,
Yeah.
you have to know there's a spider on your face. I'm sorry.
So that's where Delbert's called.
He chases it out onto the porch and starts spraying it with the poison. It won't die.
That's because he's not using the good stuff yet.
Oh, okay.
The
Where it
acid
makes them
stuff.
steam
Yeah,
and
the acid
smoke.
stuff, yeah.
when-
So he just walks over and steps on it.
By the way,
That's also weird music when we see Delbert again, his theme music, I guess.
all the
It's so weird.
time.
It's so weird.
Not to jump ahead, but how Jeff Daniel kills the spider in Zach never would happen.
No.
Not
that's-
in a million
well, that's not
fucking
how-
years. Why do you have to be so ridiculous with like
That's not how.
Should have just yelled, "Smile, you son of a bitch!" Hit him with an air
Yeah,
gun.
like if you're gonna make it so obscure, throw a one-liner in there to just fucking wrap it up.
That's also not how nail guns work.
Exactly.
It
You
would
can't
just go.
well, you can't just shoot into the air. You have to press it up against something. Am I right? I'm sure I'm right.
I know stable guns will fire, but I mean it's like I can't imagine a nail gun would. Well, no, Happy he shot his boss.
Yeah, but again, that's a movie.
Movies
I
are
think in
real.
real life, for safety reasons, you
Most
can't
movies
just.
are real.
Don't
Not
think
Happy
you
Gilmore. What's more unrealistic? Shooting your boss with a nail gun from across the parking lot, or hitting a hole in one on a par 4.
What's more
I
real?
think unrealistic.
There's a lot of par 4s that you can drive, so
It's possible.
it's definitely possible. Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Well, you don't see it.
I don't watch a lot of golf.
You don't
so
see
of
it
course
very
I would-
often, but
I don't know
there's
that I've ever seen a birdie on
definitely-
TV.
I birdie holes all the time.
How often do you see a hole in one on like a golf?
I just
course?
saw Bubba
Tiger
Wa-
did one not that
Matt
long ago.
Kuchar got one yesterday
Yeah.
on.
So he meets with Julian Sands, and I do how he says, "As I always like to meet a colleague, and one's a scientist and one's an
What's Exterminator?
Yeah, that was always funny to me.
Did we talk about the supernatural element of the movie?
Supernatural about what?
When a spider goes down and it's about to fall on a doll, and the doll's eyes open all by itself.
Well, some dolls, if you laid them down, the eyes would shut.
But
and
it was
if you
already-
set them up, the eyes would open.
But it was there, stationary, and all of a sudden its eyes opened by themselves because a spider was right above
Maybe
it.
it's weight distribution. I have no idea.
Mythbuster? No, you're trying to...
Wait, I have spider. Oh, in popcorn.
Pig got married and I got the gift.
I always love that show.
I like the Drew Carey show, too. It was good.
Pretty bad effects though when they're dead. They look like a wax head.
Yeah, they're definitely stationary wax.
Yeah,
Green
it
Day.
didn't look good.
What is that, Kerplunk? What is that?
I have no idea.
Just a brain out
It's
of
just a
it.
guy with a brain.
That's a dumb random t-shirt.
It is.
So
Is there anything on the back?
No. It's a
Where'd
bad...
you get that?
Butler.
Yeah, I popped a balloon and they gave me this shirt.
That makes sense.
Is that
High and Dry? Was it that clown?
I don't actually know
Who
where
insults
I got
people?
it from.
Who was that clown the Butterfield used to bring? Bobo or Bob?
Oh, he would make fun of people.
Yeah, he'd just sit there and be
Asshole.
like, he'd be like, "There's the short fat man throwing at me. High and dry," when people would miss him for hours. He was a dick. He was allowed to get all.
That is a skilled career, being a carny.
Mm-hmm.
Skilled.
You were allowed to insult people. That's the best part
You
about
have
it.
to smell a certain way.
Old cabbage, I believe Austin Powers described
Small
it as.
hands, I think,
Yeah.
also.
I'm up to the morgue guy and his wife, Mimi Bobek from Drew Carey. They were watching The Wheel, and it's really bad.
Great.
Really bad wax effects.
Do your job, John.
It's not that I don't like. I'm surprised you didn't say, do your job, Drew.
Oh, the glasses. Oh, I forgot. We didn't even bring it up. You brought that up on yourself.
Oh.
Oh, how did we miss that?
I don't know. You are getting
Great.
paunched.
Great. Mate, that's
Drew Carey's losing weight. Can you just roll a soul patch?
He's going one way, I'm going the
Yeah,
other
you
way.
guys are going to meet somewhere in the middle. Grow a soul patch.
So when they realize on
Do
a
it.
map, they map out where all the deaths have occurred.
Is that a cat or a human?
Cat.
So they map out where the deaths occur, and it's in this circular pattern. So they assume that the middle is where the main nest is
Because
at.
they go outward.
So,
His house is in the middle.
but how long?
Whoa.
They do say exponential growth rate, but like I said, this is at least, I'm going to say at least a month. Because the old lady said when it gets cool in the evenings, we'll throw you a party. So I'm assuming some time it had to pass. We have exponential growth rate. These spiders are killing within a week of being born. I'll say that. That map looked like a very, very small area. That those spiders have not expanded further out into this small town.
But I also have a question that Jeff Daniels knew about the spider web in his barn the whole movie.
Yeah, he even says he did. It was right
Right
there, he
fucking
says.
there, and I didn't even know it. You fucking were scared to death. You fell backwards and screamed like Bendy when that lure touched him.
I didn't scream.
You hissed.
They also mentioned, though, that the barn would be too cold for the spiders to be living
Delbert
there.
does, yeah. He says
So,
it's drafty and
They must
they
have
didn't
got
like
inside.
that. And that's when we noticed that maybe the wine cellar has
Possibly.
a place that might be nesting.
And
Did
they-
they move it there?
It's new
Because
right
it
now.
looks like it was in the barn originally, and then they were just like, oh, it's in the wine cellar.
He goes to his house because he's like, oh shit, my family.
Meanwhile, Atherton goes
Family
there, too.
Ties.
But Atherton was there before because he's
Climbs
at
up-
the doctor's office and he sees a photograph
Of
the
a
doctor's
web.
wife took of a spider web and says, where is this place?
Mm-hmm. Well, he goes up into the top to try and lure the spiders
The
out.
spider
So,
attacks him.
I'm assuming...
And he fangs him in the neck.
I'm
And then it
assuming-
ties him upside down like Jason Voorhees.
How?
I don't know.
I'm assuming the male spider lives in the barn and the female spider lives in the basement.
Is
They're
that what's
married?
going
Yes.
on?
They're married, but they have
the
separate beds.
nest is, what is it? The nest is
In the barn.
far away from the
Because
drones.
they're cannibals. They'll eat.
They'll eat each other, yeah.
Which doesn't make sense because shouldn't, as soon as the spider sees another spider, want to eat it?
No, it doesn't make sense. I don't have an answer for that.
This movie doesn't make sense.
So we get
Family
really,
Ties.
we get some really bad spiders
J.
on
Fox?
strings.
Moving up and down.
Blocking
Yeah.
Jeff Daniels from coming out windows. And
Family
Spiders
Ties.
don't go up and down like that.
oh yeah, that was the morgue couple there. Oh no,
No, that
they-
was the family.
it
It
was
was
his
watching
family
Family
watching
Ties.
Spiders
Michael
were
J.
crawling
Fox
all
came
over
on
the
there.
TV,
He
yeah.
wasn't shaking quite yet.
Not yet. Someday.
So the house explodes with spiders. They're coming out the pipes. They're coming out every orifice of this house.
Fake. This would never happen. The way they're portraying these spiders is so bogus.
Mm.
I bet.
A bit. Just the nose.
Just a bit.
The nose. She does have a wart.
He
Wait, they're telling him she's a witch.
set up beautifully at the beginning of this movie with a crappy house foundation and flooring. Jeff Daniels falls over the banister, falls through the flooring, and into the basement.
Yes.
He'd be hurting.
Would he be able to move
I don't
a
think
minute
so.
after that
He
fall?
honestly doesn't go that far.
No, he looks kind of
He
hurt, but he's
doesn't-
lying there.
Have you ever fell? Let's
Through
say
2 stories of a house.
Let's
No.
just say you fall. Let me push you off 5 feet dead on your back. The wind is gonna be so knocked out of you, and you're gonna be like, whoa. This dude rolls over immediately.
Jeff
Gets
Daniels
up and he's
is a prime physical specimen.
false. Michael Myers fell out of a balcony and survived, but he was not human because he took bullets to the eyes.
Then what we need is Dr. Loomis to come in when Jeff Daniels goes through the floorboards and goes, he's not human!
That's exactly what we needed, and then it all makes sense.
I've been trick-or-treated today. Or trick-or-treated to death already. So Jeff Daniels fights it out with a female large tarantula in his basement.
This is ridiculous.
Shoots it with a nail gun on fire through the nest.
There was
shotgun sounding.
Yeah.
At least 7 minutes of dramatic fight and standoff before that.
Oh my god, that was a long scene.
Him seizing like he was 2 in his crib. Oh.
And also, there's fire going on in this house. That house.
Yeah, that wood.
That wood would go up like.
And he doesn't care. He's fighting the spider through a flame.
No, because we get at the end, Delbert takes a fire extinguisher and starts putting it out in the basement. But that whole house would have gone up by now.
Delbert is a useless character.
Pretty much.
He's
what
is he there for?
Funny fodder in the middle of the
funny
story
fodder,
because
yeah.
they play that music with him, and
and then when he shows up to pull the doctor out of the basement,
but he does help.
Basement.
Yeah.
He's like
he's
the
sort of
fastest gun in the West.
Yeah.
And he's using some sort of acid because the spiders are literally melting.
That ending was Dumb and Dumber.
The very end?
Nail gun to spider through the fire sack. That ending was Dumb and Dumber.
And then I have Pussies. They moved back to San Francisco.
At least we got out with our lives.
Yeah.
You know how many people did it? Because you're stupid.
But nobody cares in that
You're
town
also
either, so.
you're
100.
living. No,
100.
this could be me because I
That
live
town.
in stable Western PA. My ground doesn't shake underneath me. You're scared of spiders, so you move to San Francisco where they've had massive, massive earthquakes, but you're not scared of those.
Yeah, I'm
Jeff
afraid
Daniels didn't have an earthquake when he was 2.
I'm afraid of heights, but I'm not afraid of, like, the dark.
Airplanes.
Those two things don't really have anything to do with each other.
I don't like it. I don't like heights either.
Can't do it.
Would you? No, I wouldn't either.
All right.
John, you want to go
me
first?
isn't
Did you
it?
see that one stupid commercial where that guy drives that thing up those 999 steps? It's like straight up. He's driving. It's on the Great Wall of China, I think.
No.
But it's like he's driving this Jeep, and it's like a Jeep commercial or something. And like it shows a camera view, and he's like driving up these steps, and I'm like, no fucking way would I ever go anywhere where my body was like this.
I don't like this.
Except maybe on a little roller coaster where I know it's going to be over in a minute.
That being said, I gave this movie a 6. I actually kind of enjoyed it. It felt like a template for what would become Jurassic Park, and it also felt a lot like Congo. But I actually like this more than Congo, mostly because Jeff Daniels and
You don't have an annoying
John
ape
Goodman.
talking either.
No,
yeah, but
Amy.
every character was some
He's a
basic
It's a
trope of
Yeah, it was.
But I mean,
an angry town's the
that's-
new guy.
that's why I'm not gonna give it like a crazy score. It's just kind of the same old thing, but it's done well. It's not bad. It's not a bad same old thing. It's just kind of the same
in
old
the
thing.
horror realm, though.
Well,
We are a horror podcast. We're not a movie podcast.
No, I'm saying this is a
spiders are scary. People
this is
are
a typical
terrified of
creature movie.
spiders.
Watch Alligator. Watch Jaws. They're all the
Gremlins.
same.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
They're not all the same. Jaws is significantly better than all of them.
Better acting, writing, and character development, but
You just said alligator and Jaws are all
but
the
I'm saying
same.
that the tropes are all the same. They are. They're
You're
all
a
the
trope.
same. Another sick burned by Cobra.
I had to get one in.
But right, are the tropes all the same? The mayor or the sheriff or whoever's in charge doesn't believe what's happening.
It's bumbling small town.
These
America.
new people who are in charge of a position are called into question because they're new. It's just the same stuff over and over again. So, but it's done pretty well, so it's a 6.
Yeah, there's money behind this movie.
Yeah. I mean, Spielberg was the executive producer,
Yeah.
so.
Ben, what would you give it?
I would go a little lower, actually. I'd said earlier, never meet your heroes. Some movies that you used to really like as a kid, don't go back and rewatch them. I thought I was going to be like, oh, Arachnophobia, like I'm already probably a 7 or 8, like I used to love this movie, and I'd probably say a 5. It's pretty average. Well, I mean, John Goodman, he did kind of lighten the comedic lightheartedness in the movie. Like
kind of.
He's not as likable as I remember though. Like
Right.
I thought he had more of a part in this movie too. Because I do remember.
This is Jeff Daniels' movie by
I remember the trailers of this movie, and they featured John Goodman. Like, it was plastering him all over the trailer.
Showed all the good parts.
I thought there were some pacing issues about halfway through. It was just kind of like, oh, let's go.
More spiders on webs.
It got old with the, really, like, you're going to believe that a city doctor is purposely killing off people in your town rather than something else.
They all have spider bites, but it can't be spiders.
Well, they don't even examine the bodies. They just go, well, probably a heart attack.
Because autopsies.
If I examined every body that I thought was a heart attack, people would be.
I'd find out that a lot of them probably aren't heart attacks.
Exactly. My business would go to hell.
I don't know. Were there creepy scenes in this movie at all? I'm not.
Unless
I don't
you're
like
afraid of spiders.
I don't like spiders, but I'm not. I don't freeze up the way Jeff Daniels did. So maybe if people do have a genuine fear of spiders, like this might be much more effective. I just remember liking it a lot more as a kid. I just remember loving it as one of those, like you were talking about, creature films, like a Gremlins or a Joe Dante type film. And I feel like I would have liked this a lot more if Joe Dante would have directed this movie.
I feel like Gremlins is just so much better than this.
So, average 5 out of 10.
That's where I think I am. I'm a 5. I don't think it's above average. I think it's right there. It's got all the horror tropes. All the characters are just one tiered to hate the new guy coming into the town. And it's just an invasion movie, basically, with spiders. Could be any insect. Could be anything. It's spiders in this case. And they're kind of boring because all you're featuring a spider, so you have to show 53 minutes of a spider crawling around a house, crawling in a shoe,
or webs,
crawling in webs, lamp.
I challenge Daniel to give us a movie that's good.
This was good.
This was okay.
This is the best movie he's.
Congo, I think, is the best one he's given us, or the one with the
Primal
house.
Force.
What
House?
Was the most fun.
Where the guy was hiding inside the house.
That was okay.
Housebound, yeah.
Housebound
That
was
one was pretty good. I just remember.
Such an improvement from Shockma.
Shockma is so shockingly bad.
He gave us Night of the Lepus, too.
Oh, yeah. Daniel, let's talk about your movie selection. You're about 3 of 5.
Just these animal.
Wait, 2 of 6.
Depends on your point of view, I guess. But these animal ones.
What's his favorite movie?
Yeah,
tell us your
what your
favorite
favorite movie is.
We'll review that one.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay us. Stop paying us. We don't need any.
I mean,
I bought some mic stands that we're not using. So.
It's because you don't. You need to work with that, and I don't know how to work with.
I'll figure it out, but for right now, they're just sitting here. So, all right. Thanks, Daniel, and
Thank you.
If you want to request a movie,
who's fucking injured now?
horrorcastings@gmail.com. Write us. Let us know.
What's next month? I wrote it down.
I don't know. Facebook.com/horrorcasting. I guess we'll look it up. I don't know. We're on Twitter @horrorcasting. iTunes. Leave us a review. Review the show. We're on Podbean because it's cheap. And we're on I said iTunes. YouTube. So that's it.
Look us up.
Throw me.